Well, hello, everybody. This is Don with the Vlog of Many Things, and with me are
Hello.
Us.
We.
that one, him,
The beautiful people. The beautiful.
Edgar. Me.
Him, 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 to him, to him, to him, to.
Him.
not here are bounty hunters.
Now, welcome to the mental therapy session of Don.
Are you saying Don's mental? Is what you're trying to say? Is that?
We are all mental, so
I'll drink to that.
he's just more mental than others.
True. Scott, Diatis, Foogly. Hope everybody's having a good night tonight.
Better than yours.
This is actually the last vlog of Many Things before January 1st.
That's right. Nothing for Christmas.
Christmas
Or New
Eve
Year's.
is next Thursday, and then after that's January 2nd.
Actually, Christmas Day is next Thursday. Christmas
Yep.
Eve is Wednesday.
Yeah, Christmas Day.
is-
I already had to move Talking Crit from Wednesday to Tuesday because, you know, my family, although not being Italian, thinks they're Italian and celebrate.
Quickly looking at the calendar here. Okay, then, tomorrow will be the last Triple D of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we will be back on the 2nd.
Yep. And the vlog of Many Things will be back on January 1. New year.
That's all right.
New
We
Year's
don't
Day,
do
huh?
it here anyway. So,
I'll have to change mine into new socks then.
Oh no.
well, I
New
know,
socks. Oh, my God.
I know Eric's got some special end of year program coming up pretty soon. So,
Yeah, we all get liquored up on and just invade his channel on.
Okay,
New
so
Year's.
here, I'll give you a quick wrap up. New Year's Eve is a Wednesday night.
Right.
So, New Year's Eve from 8 to 10-ish, we're going to have the normal Talking Crit with myself, Bad Mike, Jim Kitchen, maybe a guest or two. We'll see. And then at 11:30 New York Eastern Time, Rach and I will be back with an open invitation to our community to pop in, join us. We're going to stay on from like 11:30 to 1:15 or so.
yay.
We're going to pop open the champagne at midnight. It'll be a blast, and I'll be in pain the next morning.
And blasted.
Are you going to be in pain because you drink champagne or because you stay up past 11?
Well,
I'm going to be in. Listen, I stay up past 11 all the time. I'm going to be in pain because I'm going to do a 2-hour live stream, probably take a 1-hour nap, come back do another hour and a half, 2-hour live stream, and I'll have liquor in the middle of that. So it's going to be painful.
I usually go to bed early on New Year's Eve, so I don't know if we'll be
Party pooper.
every year.
Well, you don't poop your pants. We're okay with it.
Yeah, every New Year's Eve, I hire a hooker to go over to Steve's house. He doesn't answer the door for her. I try to help the guy out.
You know, there's better ways to spend your money.
Oh, in Lansing, they're cheap. They're like $10, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
They weren't $10 in Hunts Point in the late
He
90s.
ruined it. I was hoping Steve would say, "Yeah, Don," so I could say, "How do you know that?"
You know, every year Hookers for Gamers, kind of like Toys for Tots, only with adults.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
hookers for gamers.
How did you spend your Kickstarter money? Hookers and blow. Hookers
Yeah.
and blow.
Oh well. Well,
I go to Vegas. It's still gaming, you know.
true.
Well, that's because you're gambling with what STDs you're going to collect. I mean, that's all.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a bingo card.
Well, on this week's show, we're going to kind of just do a recap. We're going to kind of get into the various bits and pieces of the past year, and Chen Sun Chi, how are you doing from Taiwan? Long shot, David Thompson.
We're covering a good portion of the globe here.
Yes, we are.
UK, Taiwan.
UK, Taiwan, at least 3 places in the United States. We have 19 people watching right now.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
some people are watching from the background, not chatting.
Chat up, gosh darn it.
Where are you guys all from? Just put it in chat.
Where's-
What state or what country? So
while they're doing that, I'll help everybody feel really, really old. As of tomorrow, Lord of the Rings the movie is 25 years old.
Oh my God.
Let's see. We
I,
got
I remember going to that
So do I.
premiere of
All
the
right.
first one.
I remember getting the glasses with those little lights on the bottom of it
Yep.
from Burger King, and I remember my car smoking as I was coming back from it. Because I ran over some plastic bag that got caught on the heat shield, and
Ooh.
I still remember that. And you know what? I may have one of those glasses left. I don't have any of the damn lights left. Those are good glasses. They were solid.
Nice.
there.
God, I am old, so
Oh, and folks, the WizardCon website is up now.
yes, it is.
Yeah, despite what Jim Kitchen was saying last night when he was tweaking.
I wondered. Well, did let everybody know there was a brute force attack? Was it a brute force attack, Steve?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, a brute force attack on our server, but our server protocols held up, and that's why it was timing out for some people.
Yeah, it was doing its job. It's just that it was getting, a little too aggressive in doing its job.
Yeah.
Kind of like a couple of bounty hunters.
So here, I gotta play like the little devil's advocate here. So your con, which is a great con, but it's a small con and it's a new con, and the website just goes up, and somehow, some way, somebody is interested enough to do a brute force attack.
Imagine that.
What are the stinking odds? I don't know. It just blows my mind.
I hear someone being jealous.
Jealousy.
Us? Yeah.
I have to ask Terry R something. Terry R, where in southeastern Michigan do you live? What town? Because I live in Battle Creek, and Steve lives in Lansing. Curious whenever I see someone really local to us. So
Yeah, I live stuck in
Battle Sing.
So what shall we? Oh, Muppet Show's 50 years old.
Oh, you're killing me.
That's really killing
They're
me.
doing another Muppets movie, as a matter of fact.
They're bringing the Muppets back in 2026 for the
It doesn't
50th.
mean they're going to be any good. Because
If you don't got Jim Henson's hand up your ass, you just ain't nothing.
well, when you have Disney's hand up your ass, as we can look at with the Star Wars IP, you can kind of go. So I'm worried that the Muppets are going to lose their edge. Because you think back, the Muppets had an edge.
Yes, they did.
They did a bit of an edge, yes.
Yep. Outside of Pontiac. I was just there 2 days ago up by you. Had to drive up by Bloomfield Hills.
But you weren't driving a Pontiac to Pontiac, though, right?
No, I was driving my Kia Sportage. So
I don't know what it is with me and dad jokes on Thursday night, but I really am full of them.
And you're not even the oldest one here.
No, but you see, like my other live streams, I gotta be like, oh my god, I gotta manage the chat, I gotta get the links ready. And it's like, oh, I'm here, I'm free. I could wear no pants if I wanted to.
You don't have to, just don't stand up.
I'm wearing pants. Just I didn't want to embarrass you. I am full of something. Usually it's shit, but I emptied the bowels beforehand because I didn't want to have to do a Joe the Lawyer.
Thanks, Eric. I appreciate the info.
Yeah. I didn't want to do a Joe the Lawyer and go, I'm right back. Oh, let me unclip my mic so you don't hear anything.
I didn't really need that picture in my head, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
TMI.
Yes. New website up and had a brute force hit on it, which was interesting. So, but they didn't and the funny thing is it was sporadic. Like Glenn was having issues getting it timed out, but you at the same time could access it. I could access it.
I mean, that was going on for like 3 days with me, but I just kept forgetting to call you and tell you about it.
Well, the funny thing is, like Paulie could access it, but there's a couple other people that it was timing out for. Also,
Yeah, I think it was probably it happened a couple of days ago if it started then, because I don't think it would have been today because I didn't see anything today.
Yeah, because what was odd is we weren't getting any email submissions for games for the last couple days. Well, since this morning we got it fixed, we've got a flood of them. So probably what was going on is the site was timing out because it was an SSH, wasn't it?
No, it was they flooded the firewall, or
Okay,
the firewall basically was blocking all kinds of people because it was trying to protect the server.
protect server, yeah.
Right.
So Steve handles my server. So
Well, it was doing what it was supposed to do.
Good
absolutely.
going, Steve. Thank you.
Yeah, and some other people or some unfortunate people got caught up in that mess.
Yep. So it's the end of 2025. Another year of just gaming goodness is over with.
Yeah, right.
I did a few checks on a few people we've been talking about over the last year, like Satine Phoenix and such. I guess Satine's in love.
Aw.
God help us.
God help us. God help him.
God help.
With herself, right?
No, she evidently has a new boy toy. The funny thing is that girl's taste really is different this time in boy toy than the first time. Like at first she was like all glitter and six packs and
Ooh, shiny.
shiny.
But not in a manly way, but okay, yes.
Yeah, but not in a manly way. In Thoroughgood Marshall, whatever the hell his name is, does anyone know what he even does now? Is he like a life coach or something?
Oh, Jameson Stone.
Yeah.
Jameson, not the liquor. So, I mean, just saying. Oh, I didn't mean that joke.
He might have been.
I didn't mean to do a spit take for you, Don. That was it. Wow. I'm on target even when I'm not on target. Oh. But Jameson Stone still he constantly pops up in my Facebook reels just posing as listen, I worked with assholes 25 years ago as a cop in the South Bronx that would pose in front of their locker and walk naked the 50 feet from the locker to the showers because they thought they were in such great shape. Nobody wants to see a man. No man wants to see another man posing, especially Jameson Stone. But he's a life coach.
Well,
He's a life coach.
I would rather not see Satine without clothes either. So.
Well,
Search the internet. I'm sure you can find it.
just Google the name.
No.
Google the name.
No. I have more respect for my kid.
Yeah.
You want to be able to eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
No,
Now she looks like she has latrine squeezins.
Well, it's really weird how you mentioned latrine and her in the same sentence.
Oh.
Naughty.
I will be expecting that lawsuit in the mail. Or C&D at least.
What's going on with Zach Smith lately?
Yeah, what is going on, Eric? Explain this to us, please.
I listen. I can't explain it. Literally can't explain it. All I know is that he says that I was the person named in an article where I was never named in, but they're talking about me by never naming me, and I was kind of like, well, show me where I am. That's exactly you. And I'm like, okay. I actually bowed out of the conversation when it got to the point was he was having TDS, tank card, distress syndrome or derangement syndrome. Apparently, he sees me everywhere. So this is the first time I've spoken his name in public, probably in years.
But don't say it like 3 times in a row because you'll appear on the show.
Yeah, and I'm going to leave it at that because there's nothing that can come of it. I will say what I always say about him. When he's on point, when he's on target, when he's putting his 110% effort in, he's one of the best creators in our hobby. He really is.
Yes.
Red and Pleasant Land is one of the best 5 RPG products probably of all time. And I still hate Vornheim, and I think it's shit.
I love Vornheim. This is where we
disagree. I love Glenn, but he has no taste. Okay?
but I was sent.
All his taste is in his mouth.
I love Eric, but he has none either.
There you go.
But I will say one thing, and I am saying this independently because I have a right to offer my personal opinion on something here. I do not see where his art is on point.
It's artsy fartsy, yes.
Listen, he has had art shows. I know Joe the lawyer. I think met him at an art show one time. In the village.
Where did Zach Smith go to college?
I like his stuff, as far as it goes. I mean,
Remember, you said this guy could write
illustration.
I think he's a better writer than he is an artist. That's my opinion. But
well, my thing is with Zach is I understand he's a talented game designer, but his art is just for me. I mean, he basically takes photographs. It looks like to me, at least, he takes photographs and then traces them of nude women, and then he kind of adds like splashes of
what was that?
Color here and there. Doesn't he have like a book out that did he have like a porn career like him and Jameson Stone?
Already moving on.
He did have a porn career. I think he had a book about that. I think Bad Mike read the book. Bad Mike takes a hit on a lot of things.
Shame, Bad Mike, wherever you're at.
I don't think it had pictures. I think it was all words.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder, is he still doing the D&D with porn stars?
I think that ended years ago.
Oh,
Okay.
Wait a minute, hold on, stop right now. He played D&D with porn stars, and it was like a thing.
Yeah,
it was a blog.
It was a blog, and it was also like a video, but not on like YouTube, on like one of those websites back in the day.
Yeah, probably something that would not allow on YouTube.
I saw a couple of entries in a couple of videos, and all I could come to the conclusion was, man, you have really bad taste in porn stars. These were ugly,
Well, I believe that they all had a shtick. They
they tend to have a shtick.
They also had STDs, but
again, that's on the bingo card, and I'm not playing that bingo card game. The only bingo card game I play is the Rob Conley, where we it's like, oh hey, we're talking about reach around. Okay, there's a Rob. Oh, mapping. Okay, LARPing. Okay, that's the bingo card. I don't play the STD bingo card because there's only losers in that game.
Only losers in that game.
I look at the girls he was playing with, and it's like, man, that'll put me off for quite a while. That's it's going to fall off if you go near any of them.
So in other words, this is what
make you join a monastery.
Yeah,
and not everybody can be Satine Phoenix. Remember, Glenn.
Well, I guess here's the other thing too, right? These are the ones that want to play D&D.
Oof.
Well, at least they want to play D&D.
Yeah,
let's.
But it was during the 4E era, if I recall correctly. So it was. It was like a 4E 3.5 mishmash. So. And I use mishmash very loosely in this term, but yeah.
I was about to say, there's so much I could be pulling.
Yeah.
I've been being very good for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, emphasis on the mash.
So what else went on in the last year that was interesting, gentlemen? People in chat?
Let me see.
WotC was pretty quiet this year.
WotC.
Yeah, WotC was. We had the after effects of like the Mexican orcs and the baking dwarves.
But I
think the biggest thing with WotC is that the haters of anything early 5e and prior left the company and are now at Darrington Press. So they can only WotC can only rise without that dead weight. They were trying to erase everybody that came before them. 5e 2024 was them putting their stamp on D&D forever.
But you see, the latest thing happening right now over Stranger Things is causing a lot of butt hurt.
Sorceress? Is it the sorceress thing?
Yeah, like like 5 freaking different guys had to make the same post. There was no such thing as sorcerers in AD&D.
Ninth level magic users, if I recall correctly.
Yes, there was sorcerers in AD&D actually under the magic user class, and people are like, "Yeah, but Stranger Things says that there was a class called sorcerers," and they're acting all butthurt.
Yeah, well, Stranger Things says a lot of stuff.
Well, like I said to one guy today, I said, you're just looking for attention. You got your attention. You got your 5 minutes. You got 375 posts on your little comment. You're probably sitting back feeling fulfilled, but you're full of shit. Yes, there were sorcerers in AD&D, and if you played the game really, you'd understand that.
Well,
Right. Now,
let me ask this.
yes.
Because I think most of us probably played AD&D.
A little bit. I played it in my life.
A lot.
Yeah. So
Just a little bit.
did you really pay attention to the level
My group.
titles?
Yeah. My group.
Actually, hold on. Actually, I did.
Yeah.
I did
my
not.
Group, yeah. My group did. Actually, I should time out. My group in the Poconos did. My group in New York didn't give a flying fig Newton. They didn't care. It was literally everything about gaming in the late 70s through the mid to late 80s was very much by table. And my table, I was in like basically 2 different regular tables, weekends and summers in the Poconos. New York, I had my local group, and it played like almost like 2 different games. But I was playing AD&D 1E.
Yeah.
So
that just shows you the magic of the game in itself is that it's just different things to different people.
That's
yeah,
right.
But for people to act, they're literally acting offended in the AD&D groups over this.
Fugly, I believe it was 9th level magic users, if I recall
I
correctly.
think it was 8th.
All right, we could be off. I don't listen. My expertise.
Make me look it up.
It was
I
the
don't
title.
have
It
my
was the title
book.
before Wizard. It was the title before you got the name Wizard.
Well, Wizard was 11th level, so
Hey, Chubby likes random tables. Well, we all do.
Level 9. Excuse me. Sorcerer Necromancer.
Wow, really?
thank you. I'll be here all night. Oh. Only 2. Level 9. At level 9, I hop over to my Discord server.
Bam. See, maybe the reason I got it mixed up because usually at level 9, I just decide I want to because I don't like playing beyond level 9 as a player.
Yeah, no.
So at level 9, I usually become stupid.
Well,
Like I piss off on my fellow table because I do dumb shit, just kill my player off.
Around most classes, fighters are reaching name level at level 9, paladins at level 9, rangers at level 10, thieves at level 10 are a master thief, wizards at level 11, clerics named at 8th or 9th. I think it was 9th, but it gets a little fuzzy after 40 years. But the thing is, once you started reaching anywhere near name level, the game started breaking down if you didn't start going to domain play, which we had no rules for.
Yes, Fugly, the sorcerer was a magical as user level title, level 9.
Yep.
This is why I like games like Hyperborea, because I realized they cut it off just right at level 12.
Now, see, I believe I like taking a game and instead of having names by level, if you're a wizard, you're a wizard. I think sorcerer should be a different class.
Mm-hmm.
Because a wizard and a sorcerer actually do things a little bit differently when you look at it more historically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, when you look at it, the sorcerers were introduced with 3rd edition, if I remember correctly. I don't know.
Yes.
I own the books, but I didn't believe. But sorcerers know spells innately, but they don't have spell books. But they have a smaller, spells that they will know. So their range of spells in their non-spell book is limited, but they don't have to carry a spell book. And it's a big change for them. bit
Well,
more flexibility.
well, the thing is that the only reason I use the title is because it came with the level,
Yeah, it was
and
I
it helped
tried
kind
it.
of dictate. It kind of dictated, your kind of your where you were at in it. But the funny thing was, I'll admit, I never used it with fighters, and I always liked playing. Like one of my characters I always played was a half elf fighter magic user.
Okay, well, see, but if you're playing a Fighter Magic, then you got the two titles. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, my hero enchanter.
yeah,
Like, I'm a what now? What was it? Veteran was level 3. Hero was level 4.
4.
Superhero, yeah. See, I still kind of remember some of this. Again,
Well,
you remember it because you used the titles back then. You
yes.
didn't use the titles, you're not going to remember this stuff.
Yeah,
well, in our
Fader's Live says I really like the rules cyclopedia version where you hit cap level sum of 12 and then you just gain very infrequent 8 hit points and
That
saving
is
throw
nice.
bumps at the next level.
Well, that happens, especially the demi-humans.
Yes, Chubby Funster says I recently had a player lose their spell book. That's a very real concern. Lifting this donkey and got stolen. You know what? Penalize their ass.
Apparently he is, because they're a little.
Hey, you're a magic user. You lose your spell. You lose your magic. Your spell book. You want to explain to me how you're going to go ahead and remember spells, just like with me with clerics. If they lose their holy symbol, wah wah wah. Too late. Too bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, like I was trying to say here just a second ago, one of the things we did in our game, the one that we made in high school, is as you went up, you obviously you learned more spells as you went up, but you also got basic truncation. Like you had the longer cast time was because you had to. And you had to chant the entire spell, but then as you got stronger, you could short your spells down to the point of literally by the time you were up near the top, you just go fire, and it did you just call the name and the whole spell cast on its own.
In your system, basically, the spell casting time took less time the higher level you went.
Right? Yeah, you learned
Because
spells
the
and your
theory
spell
was
casting
you knew
got
it better.
shorter. Yeah. Yeah, and that was great because like you could get into these big fights, like you get like a horde of orcs there, and instead of your poor mage is over there, reciting the Encyclopedia Britannica or Spelltanica or whatever, he just comes out there like fire, fire, lightning, fire, lightning, fire. It was great. It's sit there just tank dudes, just like auto mode or something. By the time you got to that level,
Interesting.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like the way they do it in anime.
Yeah,
Yes.
in a sense, yeah, it kind of was.
In fact, the old D&D stand-up video game, I still remember the female elf. Whenever she'd throw a spell, it's like Madre Miso!
Oh, don't start pulling a Jim Kitchen on us, okay?
Yeah. By the way, Terry R makes a point, and I vaguely remember this. I may have this in my collection. I certainly remember the cover for it. So, the Bard's Game Supplement for AD&D, the complete spellcaster, had a sorcerer class character.
Yes, it did. And also, this is not AD&D, but didn't Dragon Magazine have a sorcerer?
I would not.
I don't know.
I thought I should call Tim and ask him.
Tim, get up.
Yeah,
I talked to Tim for about an hour the other day. I should have asked him that.
the Dragon Deck should be able to tell you.
Yeah, either to ask Google. Google knows everything because it has AI now. Would you like to have Google assist you with AI? I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Google doesn't like the term "fuck no."
Okay, Dragon Magazine did not have a standalone sorcerer class until later editions.
Okay. Good enough
Yeah,
for
but
me.
what later editions?
Third.
I know there was a sorcerer class in Unearthed Arcana, but that was 5e.
Yeah. Early D&D, pre-3rd edition, sorcerer was often just a title or an AD&D kit. Like Alquadine's Elementalist, but not a core class.
Okay, yeah, Alcadim.
I mean,
Well,
wasn't
that's
the alternative option to being a magic user just an illusionist?
Yep.
Yes.
Until 2E when they got,
Yep.
it's like, oh, I'm going to be a specialist.
Well, see, Chubby Funster makes a good point here. He says, I don't understand why anyone cares whether or not Stranger Things got the sorcerer thing right. That's kind of my point earlier in some of the AD&D groups. One guy told me to go fuck myself and that I was not a true OSR guy because I kind of challenged that. It's like, you know what? It's number one, it's a popular TV show. Number two, they're implementing D&D into it, which means they're bringing D&D to more young people who love the show.
Yes.
So I don't frankly give a fuck what they say about it. As long as it's pushing D&D, it gets people to come to the game. Why not?
I'm gonna.
Same thing with the movie.
Yeah.
Same thing with the movie. They may not get it the way you want it, but
All right. So here, I understand this. I understand where the anger or the frustration is coming from. I'm a retired police officer. I was a cop for 20 years. I have watched many cop shows, many cop TV shows and movies, and for the most part, to enjoy them, I have to suspend my disbelief.
Okay, I got a question for you, Eric.
What?
Question for Eric the Cop. This is
What?
Eric the Cop time. Hi, welcome to Eric the Cop Hour. We're going to talk about cops for an hour. All right, Eric, my question for you is this about TV shows with cops.
Yes.
Do you believe that Hill Street Blues was a
I think Hill Street Blues, personality-wise, it was definitely on point. Just
okay,
like
I have been told that by my ex-brother-in-law. Who's the chief of police.
Barney Miller was for detectives spot on. The Job with Dennis Leary, I saw that and holy crap. Brooklyn South, it only lasted one season if I recall correctly. In the late 90s. That show, there were parts where I had to suspend my disbelief, but they were minor parts. I could live with it. But now movies like what was it? The Bruce Willis movie 22 Blocks, where he's got to get somebody 22 blocks from one location to the other.
Oh, he's wearing that sign.
It was no, but they're trying to kill like this witness, but then he's actually going to be the assassin, even though he's like a second-grade detective. There was so much bullshit in that movie, but I really had to step back and go, don't think of it as a cop movie. Think of it as an action movie, and you got to dumb yourself down to enjoy it. And when I did that, I was like, oh, all right, I can enjoy it.
Because they're not about Stranger Things, though.
Well, here's the thing. When I was hanging out at my local bar and Law and Order SVU was scouting the location for an episode, I got to talk to two producers, and they actually asked me questions off the record about what's the policy on female cops and their hair color? Are they allowed to dye it blue? I went, no, but because in reality, I worked with a female sergeant who had a blue streak in her hair, and nobody was going to say boo. Right? Because you're not going to say boo, because if you do, it could be a complaint that you said boo. So I said, there's the rules, and then there's the rules in practice. SVU, for the most part, is a show where I've never had to suspend disbelief that greatly.
Wait a minute, hold on, real quick. You mean SVU is realistic?
It's not the time frames. The cases don't run that quickly.
No, I know that they got to condense
procedures and all that stuff. They and the personalities, yes. Oh God, CSI, crime scene investigations. I watched one episode like a decade and a half ago, and I saw somebody at a scene of a sexual assault putting evidence into plastic evidence bags.
Yes, I've seen that.
And I walked away.
You didn't pick up your TV and throw it through the front window?
No, I was.
Eric, I've been to your place. You could have got some distance with that.
I could have, but what I'm saying is, because when it has biological evidence rots in a plastic bag. You put it in a paper bag. Yeah. That's doing basic research. Now, going back to Stranger Things, I can see the frustration as a D&D player going, sorcerers don't come in the third edition, and this is fourth edition, and what are they doing?
But why do you do that? Because
because
they are so other things.
Because they identify them, their identity. The people that flip out like this, their whole identity is wrapped up in I'm an old school gamer, and that's how I define myself.
That's true.
And they feel betrayed. They feel they don't have the ability to say, all right, you know what? I'm going to suspend my disbelief and go along with it and accept that and enjoy the show for what it is, because they're not able to do so, whether it's, I don't know, emotional maturity or insecurity or whatever. They can't do it.
Let me play devil's advocate here. And and say, look, that's probably that mistake in Stranger Things probably represents the fact that the writer never played AD&D.
Probably.
You know, they came, you know, and they just don't know.
Well, keep in mind also, Tom.
But I forgot where I was going. Never mind.
No, sorry. No, I guess. But keep in mind one thing: Stranger Things, though, probably due to licensing, Wizards of the Coast probably has their balls in their hands.
Wizards also wants them to show the show. So, hey, maybe they wanted sorcerers mentioned, WotC, because sorcerers are a modern class.
Once again, I'm going to throw out the fact that as an old school gamer, I can justify that just like I did with the movie, just saying that, okay, they house ruled it in, or the GM came up with his own class, which they did from time to time.
True.
True.
Using it in his game.
So Mike has a question for me. What about The Wire? And here's where I'm going to throw myself on the mercy of the public court. I've only seen scenes from The Wire. Okay, I've never actually sat down and watched The Wire. I have friends that told me, you got to watch The Wire. I understand that. I will tell you this. The scenes that I have seen from The Wire, I was like, oh my God, that's like a crime scene that I worked. I mean, because you get that, I don't want to say immune to it, but stuff that the average person will go, you go.
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
when I was a paramedic, we were in the same thing.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Gunn makes a comment here. He says supine on a couch is an undisclosed location. By the way, supine's on your back. It means on your back. So they could also be prone, Mr. Gunn. But yeah, I get it. I mean, the thing is I watch some paramedic shows and I'm like, yeah, people go, why are they so cruel in what they say after the call? And what they don't realize is that type of humor, that gallows humor, is real.
Yes.
You know, when I was with Albion, when I was a paramedic with Albion Ambulance, you know, we would bring in horrible accidents. And our ambulance service command was right up a walk of a hill to the ER. We'd literally do a 1-second drive up to our ambulance service. And that type of, you know, you have to have that ability. And you ran into it, Eric. You know, my wife knows about this, but I mean, we had a car accident I-94 one time, and a girl hit the median at an overpass.
Uh-oh.
And she had a flail chest, which means basically she was split up her sternum.
Oh.
And a flail chest is when your ribs lay on your chest and your lungs. And my medical control officer ordered me to take a gloved hand and insert it and lift up her rib cage above her heart because it was compressing her heart. And when we pulled in the ER at Albion ER, I was straddled over her with my hand up in that.
Yeah, I mean,
Velvet Kirchen, never forget this, opened up the back of that rig door and literally said, "What the fuck?" And Dr. Stewart right behind her said, "Get him in." And they literally rolled me down through the fucking corridor directly to surgery like that. And you have to have a coping mechanism.
You do. And actually, for a lot of people in the field, it is alcohol. David, homicide life in the streets is like an 8.5 out of 10 when it comes to authenticity.
Yep.
It's an excellent, but again, it's because it carries the personalities.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, when you're working those jobs, you go to the most minor thing. We lost our host. So, like, we had an accident near our precinct. We heard it. I was having lunch. You heard the sound of a 16-wheeler braking. So me and my partner go running out from the lunchroom. We're the first ones on the scene, and I see this guy. I recognize him, one of my heroin addicts I've called a couple of times, and he's sitting on the curb with one leg underneath him, and he's rocking. And I go, "Are you okay, Roger? Are you okay?" He's like, "Officer, I lost my boot. I can't find my boot." I'm like, "All right, don't worry about it. I'll find your boot for you." And then sure enough, I look around, and a minute later, I find his boot. And I go for his boot, and I pick it up, and it's heavy because his foot's still in it. He had no idea. He actually got hit by the truck, and it knocked his foot. It ripped his foot off him.
Ow.
And I went up to the EMTs and said, "Here, he lost his boot. his foot's inside. You might want it. Not my job. I'm going back to lunch. Went back inside, cleaned my hands, finished my lunch, and then told my partner,
I
"Listen,
caught it.
we got another half an hour, but let's get the hell out of this command because I don't know what else we're going to land into." And we went back on patrol. So you just don't know. So the shows that you watch where you go, "How the that would never happen," it happened.
Yep.
And those are the ones that are the most realistic. Homicide, SVU, yeah, that stuff happened. Does that seem they catch more cases than anybody in the world does? But aside from that, it's a well researched show. At least it was.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm a member of a couple of paramedic groups and nursing groups, and people go in there all the time. You can tell the ones who never worked in EMS or nursing. You're like, why are you guys so mean? It's like, we're not being mean. You don't understand what we see every day on the
Right.
job. I mean, you got someone with a tropamine level of 125,000, and people are mocking it, and it's like you have no clue what you're dealing with here. I mean, it's like, holy shit,
Like MASH.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And I can see, Eric doing that because there ain't many paramedic shows, but even like the ones that I've seen, I try to give it a lot of grace because it's like, there's an entertainment balance.
Right, but also you can tell the ones that try. Okay, CSI, at least the early seasons, they weren't trying. They were giving you the flash. They were giving you the show, but they weren't trying. But Law and Order, they tried. They tried to give you authentic personalities, authentic interaction between the characters,
Yep.
and yes, all their stories had to wrap up in an hour. That wasn't. That's not real life, but whatever. The stories were often based on stuff that I would go, yeah, I actually had I was involved in a case similar to that.
Well, you had an incident, I believe, where a baby was in some type of arrest or distress.
Oh, yeah,
and the elevator door opened. She tossed that baby in your arms.
Yeah, that was Christmas Day of 2003.
Yeah, we had a similar one where we were in Albion. Albion was we were rural. So pretty much we were 15, 20 minutes from every other town. And our coverage area was really huge in Calhoun County. And we got a call out on F Drive. And it was a baby with an airway obstructed, newborn infant.
Oof.
And we got that little infant in the back of the rig, and the infant ended up dying because I could not get – the mother was feeding the baby a M&M peanut, M&M covered with peanut, and the baby inhaled the peanut. Oh. And what pissed me off is we were authorized to crike. We could actually crike open a throat if we had to, but we had to ask for medical control. And all medical control kind of like shifted around. Doctors kind of like went in and out, depending on which shift you worked. The one doctor who we always say was a guy named Dr. Booth. He was a family practitioner in Homer, and he denied everything. Anything over and above.
Shaky. We were called shaky on my job.
Yep. And I requested to crike because I could not get my forceps down the baby's throat, and I couldn't get the baby's throat open and intubated to pull it, and he denied me. And when the family found out about that, the hospital sued, and so was Dr. Booth. The ambulance service wasn't because we documented.
Right.
Requested medical control to crike, da-da-da-da-da. But that family sued, and that put Dr. Booth out of business.
Good. Well, and the thing is, too, like, if you're in these jobs, we joke about everything. Yeah. Right? We literally do. But it's the children that you carry with you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because a few years before this one, I lost, I guess it was a 6-year-old who grandma OD'd the kid on prescription cough medicine because she didn't read English. And she was getting tablespoons instead of teaspoons, and the kid went into cardiac arrest.
Yep.
And, long story short, by the time the kid got to the hospital, we did the escort. It was too late. I was in the ER just on the other side of the curtain when they pronounced. It sucked.
Yeah.
But the story Don was telling about with Christmas Day, me and my driver, we get it's public housing. It's on the 20th floor. We're waiting for the elevator to come because I'm not going to be able to get up 20 floors any quicker than a slow elevator. And as the doors open up, there's foster grandma sees me. She's got this black infant child that turned blue.
Yep.
Okay, the child was blue.
Oh, and real quick, Eric, let me add something to something. Black children, no matter how black they are, if you took a black child and a white child and they were both in respiratory arrest, they would be the same deep blue color.
Yep. And I saw that blue, and I was like, and she saw my gold shield and my stripes, and just didn't. It was a foster child. She didn't want this kid dying in her arms, and literally from about 4 or 5 feet away, threw this child like that hot potato thing. And I go to grab it, and the child hits my shoulder, impacts pretty solidly. And as I grab the child, all I hear is and crying. Because whatever I had puke all down my back. It was the only time I've been puked on many a time.
That was a great puke, by the way.
That was the puke that I was like, awesome. And by the way, New York City EMS showed up as the kid was puking on my back. So they were like, "Thank you, Sarge." I'm like, you're welcome. Thank. All right. So that was my Christmas miracle. And the thing is, I got home from that and spent about 10 minutes crying because I wasn't crying for the kid that just lived. I was finally crying for the kid that had died years before. Yeah, that's the only. Those are the ones that you carry with you.
Yeah,
other stuff. Like when they're adults, you just kind of you go, all right, life sucks, and you move on.
And that's very true. You do that, and and it's really weird things that triggers you too.
Yep.
Like a baby crying bugs me because a baby crying to me always brings me back to that infant on After I've. And like you said, the adults. The only thing about an adult that bugs me is women's facial makeup. Because we had a cold Sunday morning, and we got a call for a cardiac arrest elderly woman, and we get there, and it was an elderly woman. She was shoveling the snow in her driveway, and she arrested. And we get her a rig, and she was diaphoretic, which basically is she was sweaty and wet from the cold, in the snow and everything. And I was at that time I was just an EMT specialist. I wasn't a paramedic yet.
Right.
So we had to give mouth to mouth with us was always optional back then. It was an optional thing. And I asked the husband, does she have any diseases? And he said, no, she doesn't.
All right.
So I opted to give mouth to mouth to her. And she had that thick old lady paste makeup on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm giving her mouth to mouth, trying to give her shit. You end up trying to give her mouth to mouth, and that even today, that just I can taste the makeup in my mouth right now.
I'll make sure, Don, if you ever have to give me mouth to mouth, I'm not wearing any makeup.
I was a nurse's aide for 10 years, and I remember saying to one of the RNs that, "Oh, geez, my CPR certification expired. I need to get it renewed." And she was like, "Don't." She goes, because if you don't have the certification, you don't have to perform mouth to mouth, and you really don't want to perform mouth to mouth.
That's the thing.
I'm working at a nursing home.
That's kind of weird. Because in Michigan,
I thought about it for a while, and then I went, "Yeah, she's right. I'm not going to renew my certification."
That's wild. Because in Michigan, to be a CNA, you have to be CPR certified. Because I was a BCLS instructor, I used to teach CPR.
I had to get CPR certified to become a nurse's aide, but once I had the certification,
wow.
I went to New York State. Maine was very progressive about getting people certified. I went to New York State. I'm applying for a job. They couldn't trip over themselves fast enough to hire me because I was already certified.
Wow, I am blown away.
And then I went to Massachusetts. They still hadn't certified. They were tripping over themselves to hire me in Massachusetts.
That's crazy to me.
And by that time, my certification had expired. I'm like, oh, geez, my certification's expired for CPR. And the RN was like, Don't
That blows my mind
complicated.
because Michigan, any type of nursing, CNA, LPN, any of that, even basic EMTs have to be CPR certified.
Yeah, no, I was advised not to bother, and then I
Wow.
thought, you know what? I don't need the responsibility. I'll leave it in the RN's hands. It's gonna be on them.
Oh, and one more thing about CPR. This is kind of a public little information thing. CPR 90% of the time fails.
Really?
Just to let people know. Absolutely. It has about an 85 to 90% failure rate.
You know
That
what's funny
is without medication or defibrillation. With medication and defibrillation, it's a 50-50.
is my brother's a medic. Well, he was a medic. He became a nurse, and he's just actually retired from the Army as a major. And as a medic in the reserves, they came upon an accident, and so he got out, and it was a horrific accident, and the woman's lungs were outside of her chest.
Yeah.
Yep, seen it. Yep.
And so he's like, meh, you know,
There's nothing you can do.
but
You can't do nothing with
There
that.
was an infant car seat in the vehicle, and it was empty. So he then ordered all the other reservists. All right, search for a baby that might have been ejected, which they didn't find, and the baby was not in the car.
Yeah.
But another car pulled up. It was a nurse, and she came running up in a panic and started CPR on this woman who had her lungs outside of her
Well,
chest.
there's a reason for that, because what they teach you in nursing, what they teach you in EMS, is that when in doubt, compress. And Scott brings up a good point. He says new CPR places much less value and emphasis on rescue breathing, places higher level on blood circulation compression, and that's actually true. It used to be you would compress, breathe, compress, breathe. They have learned though that people's blood oxygen levels stay up higher. Is Glenn needing CPR? So that's the reason why I think the compression rate has changed, but also paramedic level, and this is the thing that irritates me about, okay, Eric, you talk about your thing that irritates you about, this is me about EMS shows. It's when they go in and they check the patient, and the patient's flatline, their asystole, and they shock them. You don't shock a person because they're flatlining and no heart rate. You actually shock a person to stop their heart. You are putting them in asystole because you want the heart to restart. So that is the reason why if they're like in an ATAC or an AFib or a VFib or something like that, you shock them and then it stops the heart and then the heart restarts back up. That's the whole purpose of it. So you never shock somebody or give atropine or anything like that, and you don't give any medical protocol if someone's flatline. And that's my little pet peeve. I'm like, why are you shocking them and giving them medication when they're flatline? They're dead.
There you go. And G.I. Joe says, knowing is half the battle.
It's half the battle.
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
There you go.
This comment.
M says, you shock a person for ratings, dude.
Yep, absolutely. No, as far as giving CPR, or not CPR, but requiring CPR certification stuff, I remember back, late 80s when we were doing, when we became, like I became an usher in my church, one of the requirements was that you had to take CPR training and be CPR certified just to be an usher.
Yeah.
So I remember going through that whole training.
Wow.
And Scott Mulder, by the way, talks about a thing called AED. AED stands for automatic external defibrillator. What basically that is, they're just two pads you put on the person before paramedics arrive. Anybody can put them on. And the machine does all the work. The machine will read the person. They'll shock them if necessary. And I'm going to give you a little clue. When you defibrillate somebody, don't let anybody else be touching them.
Oh, yeah. They're going to get the snot shocked out of them.
Yep.
That's shocking.
Yo, cattle prod. Woo.
Yep. Zut.
As someone who has tased themselves,
Oh, boy.
I'll just say, I'm not looking for it to happen a third time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What was that show in the 70s there? It was California Fire Department and paramedics.
Squad 51.
No, rescue.
Emergency.
Emergency.
Yes.
Yeah.
SWAT 51 was the fire department paramedic.
Right, that was Squad.
Whenever they
Squad 51 was the one that was
they
attached
always
to it.
call
Yes.
clear. So I knew as a kid, like 8 years old, I knew you don't want to be touching somebody getting defibrillated.
Yeah. It was
Lights
that
are there,
Adam 12 were like the back to back.
Yep.
Wow.
God, how many times did I watch that after school?
Oh my God, that show was like a norm back in the 70s.
And since we were in New York State, we used to get the Crazy Eddie commercials.
Crazy Eddie.
Are insane.
Yeah, Mulder goes, well, if they're touching you, you may have a second person arrest. At the very least, we'll have somebody appreciating that they'll never make the mistake again.
Mhm.
I've never. I don't know of any cop shows that had the cops using a taser for a medical emergency.
I don't think that's medical protocol anywhere.
No. Now, just like tasers, police tasers, not the personal ones that you might own, which don't fire darts, but the ones that fire darts have two settings, generally speaking. You have the firing darts, generally effective within about 10 feet, light clothing. If that's to immobilize. That's the one that when you see the when you see the little clips on YouTube, yeah, they goes
Phaser to set to stun. Yeah.
right, yeah, pretty much. But the other setting is I'll call it what we generally call it, which is compliance. Okay, and that's contact, and it's contact to the skin, compliance. It's not going to stop them from moving. It may
It's painful. It's pain compliance.
Yeah, it's pain compliance is the full. We don't say that publicly. It's just a compliance setting. But yeah, it's pain compliance.
Well, that was that. That explains that thing that happened a few years ago, where the guy was like, "Don't tase me, bro." You remember that?
The statute of limitations should have expired on that. By the way,
Shark Attack asked, "Do AEDs still come with the razor to shave somebody?" I am not actually familiar with AEDs ever because it's not a requirement. It's one big sticky pad.
Yeah. My department issued them like 20 years ago, but it was only like one car per squad, and never the bosses. So I wasn't trained, and my guys that were trained, I'm like, "Have you ever used it?" And they're like, "Only on dummies."
You
won't use them to throw cops. That was my next line.
They're pretty dummy proof. All you gotta do is put the two pads on the person and push the button.
Yep, pretty
much.
The
machine does everything. A machine will not defibrillate somebody who is not needing it. I could put it on me right now, and I'd probably get shocked.
You can buy it for your home. There are restaurants that have it hanging up.
Yep.
So yeah, I think for the home, I think they're like $350. They're not.
But the thing is, but the trick to them is if you can defibrillate somebody who needs it, their chances are a lot better about surviving.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Fugly or I think Mr. Gunn said it was right. Sorry about the EMS and cop drama here. Well, but there's just so much happening in yes, right. It is. It is 9:00.
My God, time flies when you're.
Eric's pumpkin is about to go back from
my pumpkin is about to burst.
Horse flies when you're having fun.
So,
or talking about crazy work experiences.
Yeah. So Eric and Tom, who have to leave us, we will not. I will be talking to you, but the general overall will not see you. Well, Eric, tomorrow night they'll be seeing you.
Yeah, you'll be with us tomorrow night.
Yeah, I can do tomorrow night.
All right. So you're going to see the left side of the screen and me tomorrow night if you want to. Not saying you have to. It's not a requirement. Nobody's taking attendance, okay? Gamers Health is 8:00 on Saturday. Yes. Then next week's schedule, live stream on Tuesday, 8 p.m., Talking Crit. There will be no Dee's show on Thursday because it is Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
And families will, we're all males, they'll string us up by our balls if we're not around. So then the next one will be on that Friday, which I guess will be the random party.
And tomorrow,
Yes, and by the way, Glenn
Yes.
Hallstrom will probably be on Barnes and Noble late tonight, early tomorrow.
so
He is
you know,
already on
Yay.
Amazon.
Orange
Very
Vanilla,
nice. Very nice. You do so well, sir. You do so well.
But what we will do here is we will probably end this, everybody. It is 9 o'clock. I hope everybody has a very nice Christmas next week. You know, so Merry Christmas to everybody, and enjoy it. Stick with the family. Fill yourself full of hammer turkey, whatever the hell you make.
Don't burn anything down.
Don't burn anything down like Steve does all the time in his house.
Don't burn it
Don't dump
down.
frozen turkey into the boiling oil.
That's right.
Watch the
Just
house go bye-bye.
frozen turkey and boiling oil inside the kitchen always works.
Fugly, it's going to be a few weeks.
It takes a while for it to get translated to Kindleness.
Yeah, Kindle's the big one. If you want to go to Barnes and Noble, probably within about 4 to 5 days, it'll be an EPUB, so that'll be fine. But Amazon's Kindle has its own format that they request. We can't even convert it. They take the existing book and they convert it manually themselves. So we have to go ahead and. So everybody, have a good Christmas from the vlog of many things.
Good night,
Everybody here.
folks.
God bless.
And, Eric,
All right.
Tom, Glenn,
I'm
Steve,
good.
Merry Christmas, guys.
See you tomorrow.
Merry Christmas. I'll be discording.
Alrighty.
If there